All and welcome to my session. In this session, we are going to see a very quick overview of Azure OpenAI. And end of the session, you will get idea how you can use Azure OpenAI on your solution. So this is me. If you have any question then or now or later on, you can message me in LinkedIn as well, and you can find my video on YouTube as well and blog in Mediums. So what is Azure OpenAI? So have you used Azure OpenAI before? Okay, few people did. Okay. So let's see what is Azure OpenAI. So Azure OpenAI is a set of AI tools, and behind the scene is used the model like LLM models, for example, GPT and other models, and it is in Azure, so it's more secure. So this is Azure OpenAI, which is just a list of or maybe set of AI service. And to use Azure OpenAI, you don't need to know about maths or data science or machine learning. Anyone can learn and use Azure OpenAI. It uses a natural language process behind the scene. However, again, you don't need to worry about that. It makes your application more smarter. If you use that, you can generate a code very quickly. And it co-developed by Microsoft and OpenAI. And because of that, it has enterprise level security. You can use private link, Active Directory, Azure role-based access control, and many more to make it more and more secure. So now let's see a few examples. So where you can use Azure OpenAI. So for example, you can create a knowledge-based application in your organization. Knowledge can be a document related or maybe it's troubleshooting application or something like that. So it saves your time and it's secure and you use it in your own data, not in public. You also can use to summarize a big data. If you have a huge amount of data, it can be structured data or non-structured data. And if you like to summarize very quickly, you can use Azure OpenAI. You can ask a question like English question in English language or any few language, and it will convert a SQL structured query for you, and it also help you to return a result as well. It generates automated code as well, and you can apply this idea in your media file, for example, JPG file, image file, or maybe video file or audio file, not only a data file or documents. So these are few examples. Now let's see how it works. So to use Azure OpenAI, you need few things. You need a knowledge. Knowledge can be from internet data, or knowledge can be from public, which is internet, and knowledge can be from your own business data. For example, database, Azure SQL database, or storage account, or CosmoDB, or something like that. So knowledge can come either this place. And then query. Query also you can ask as an individual user, or you can have a query or prompt also come from your data. So you can make it fully automated. So that way you will providing the knowledge and prompt or query, and based on that it will respond a result. So like if you want to consume Azure OpenAI, it will give you a REST and URL and a key. And that information you can use in a no-code, low-code way, or you can use in a coding. For example, you can use OpenAI SDK in a Python code or maybe C# or Java and use that. You can use them with other Azure services. For example, Azure Logic Apps, Azure Function, Azure SQL Database, Azure Data Factory, Microsoft Fabric, Power Apps, and many more. And you also can use with Power BI. And if option is not fit here, you can write down your own code using the SDK, and you can consume the Azure OpenAI. So now let's quickly see a demo. Before going to demo, if you are new to Azure OpenAI, then these are the prerequisites. So first of all, you need Azure account, you need a subscription, and you need to have a permission. So if you don't have already, then you need to fill up the form, and you should have a few permission regarding to writing. Then and then you can create Azure OpenAI and you can deploy Azure OpenAI through the AI Studio. And if you want to use that in Fabric, then you need a free, you can use a free trial as well, which is 60 days, and you can play around that. You can create your pipelines and so many other things. So let's see how it integrate with a no-code, low-code way using the Azure Data Factory component in a Microsoft Fabric. So for example, here we are passing a knowledge. We are using the knowledge as the internet, like public or open data knowledge. And we passing this information in that pipeline. We setting the URL of our Azure uh, OpenAI. We passing the content and key and prompt. Those things we are passing in there in no-code, low-code way. And then we asking the question. Here it's a prompt or question, you can see, or query. So I'm just asking simple thing, what is 2 plus 2? But you can do so many things here. Your prompt can become from database as well. And then it will return the results. So this is a very basic demo. We can quickly check in here. So first of all, you need to create Azure OpenAI, which you can do in few button clicks away. After that, you will go to there, and then here you can see that key and endpoints. These are the things I said earlier. If you want to consume Azure OpenAI, you need to use this key and endpoints, which you can copy from here. So once you have that, you can go to here. So here you are creating a models like GPT 3.5, 4, and many other models. And you can use content filtering and so many other things. So let's go to here. I already created this model. So here you can write your query as well, and it will give you result as well. So this is very simple. I haven't done any changes here. I just created Azure OpenAI instance, and you can get key and endpoints, which also you can get it from here as well. So these are the sample code. It create automatically for you, and you can use in Python. You can use C#, JSON, Oracle, or you can use in say other language as well. But these are the sample one, and you can copy this code. And this is the key. You can do copy from here as well. So now let's see how you do in Microsoft Azure Data Factory, like Fabric Azure Data Factory. So this is my Fabric Azure Data Factory pipeline, and I have used a web activity. So here I'm calling now Azure OpenAI. So you can see here in settings that I'm passing the URL of my Azure OpenAI. I'm selecting the method which is post, and this is the message or prompt I'm preparing. So I'm saying that you are a system. You are a Azure OpenAI, and you are here to help, like AI assistant. And my user, so I am asking, so what I'm asking what is Azure OpenAI, or I can ask anything. And this is the hard coded one, but you can use from dynamic, from database as well. And this will execute, and it will return a result, and that reason you can store in a variable or database or somewhere else. So this is the one. So you need our output, previous activity dot output choice dot message dot content. So you will get a result from Azure OpenAI. So I have just ran few minutes ago. So you can see a result as well here. So this is the output. So it's telling me what is Azure OpenAI. This is very simple, but you can do so many other things. You can store your knowledge and question prompt both from database side, so it can do automatically for you. You can schedule pipeline as well for every days as well. So this is the basic demo, and now let's go to here back. So we have seen this demo, and this is another one which is now using notebook code first. So we have a private data in here, and you can have your private data from any data sources, but I have here in-memory data, and I am using the zip code. So these are the sample data I'm passing as a knowledge, and data, and I'm asking question that give me some information regarding my zip code, how it is. So Azure OpenAI will execute, and here it will giving me answer from internet. So here is doing three things. I have in-memory data set, I'm generating a prompt dynamically, and I'm asking the question from internet to give me the how area in that based on that postcode. So it will return these results. So we will see this demo here. So this is a Microsoft Fabric notebook. So you first need to install some libraries here, and then you need to import libraries according to what you needed. I think you need OpenAI, Panda, and SQLite 3 because I'm using database. I'm storing the result as well in database. You can check version as well. So if you have this version, then some syntax work, but if you older version, then few syntax is not working. So if it's not working, then you need to double check what version you have as Azure OpenAI. So here I'm passing my key. Ideally, you shouldn't pass key here. You should use the key vault or some other mechanism, but I just did it here. So you have your key, you have your model name, and this is my in-memory sample data. But you can have this data from database as well. And here I'm preparing Panda frame. At the moment, my data frame is empty. It has a two information, zip code and description. This description come from the Azure OpenAI results. Azure OpenAI written the result, and that's we are storing in here. So now let's call the Azure OpenAI. So for that, you need to use this syntax. So you are creating Azure OpenAI instance, like accessing Azure OpenAI instance here by using the URL, which we have seen from there in Azure portal. You're passing the key and you're passing the version. So you have now all information ready in here. It's pointing to your Azure OpenAI. And now here we are creating a table. So I'm creating one SQL DB demo.db database, and I'm creating here table. If it's not exist, then I'm creating table here, and I'm storing the result. I'm storing the zip code, and I'm calling the description of the zip code, which we get from the Azure OpenAI from internet. So these are the code for that. And this code, so now here I'm going loop by loop because I need to pass each zip code to Azure OpenAI. Azure OpenAI return the result like how area, like it's give the information regarding that area. So that, and here I'm preparing my prompt here. So you can see that I'm passing this is not a hard-coded one because I'm passing my zip code every time I have a different zip code. So I'm passing the zip code and I'm asking the tell me about this zip code. So this way I'm calling the Azure OpenAI here. And Azure OpenAI will return the result for that particular zip code in here. And I'm inserting those information into a table, which is this table. So if you want to see what last zip code and what it written through Azure OpenAI, then you can see here that this is my zip code from that sample data is this. And this is the information Azure OpenAI has written, like what area based on that postcode and how, like what the, incomes per house and property price approximate and few other information. And then here I'm returning the result because we have inserted result earlier here. So now you can see that it has stored each zip code in table as well as it's created a description also in table and stored into table from Azure OpenAI. And here I'm writing those information in here in data lake with this file. And you can read from Microsoft Fabric zip file, like this file from in Lakehouse in here. And you can see it has a data. So this is a very simple data, but in real time you have more data. So this is a demo one. Now let's go back to here. So now let's see another demo. So here we are applying the Azure OpenAI to do something like data quality related things, like find out the missing data from my data source, or you can do so many things as well. So here you have a private data. So these are the sample data. And here you can see that highlighted two in yellow highlighted value, those are missing, as well as there is one value missing in last as well, here as well. So that is a knowledge. And I am asking question, like I'm preparing the question and saying that are there any missing value in my data set? Which column contain a missing value? You also can ask so many other questions, but this is a very basic one. So we have a prompt or query and we have a knowledge. And now we have Azure OpenAI, and in Fabric Notebook, we are calling it, and it will returning the results. So it's saying that based on a provided data set, it say that there are few things are missing. Age and purchase amount and address. 3 columns are missing because 1 column is here and 2 columns is this. So this is a very simple thing, but you can do more in enhanced way as well. So if we see demo about this, then so this is a missing data related demo. So again, this you know already, that that's library pip installation you need to do. You import your library, and then here you are calling the Azure OpenAI. And these are the sample data, but you can have this data from database, data source, other data source, but this is in-memory data set. And here I'm calling that, and you can see that here I'm applying a prompt on my data set, not just a prompt. So this is my data set, and this is my prompt. So it's applying on that. And I have asked a simple thing, that give me the missing value in my data set. And so here it's calling your Azure OpenAI, and it's returning results here. And you can see that it found the missing value. So it says, yes, there are missing value in your data set, and age, purchase amount, and address are the column missing. And here you can see that I have more questions as well. So here I'm asking many things. So these are the prompt, and here you can see that do all customers have a purchase history or not? Are all customers relevant to the analysis? And there are so many other things. So you can ask this kind of the question. You prepare your prompt, and then you call Azure OpenAI, and then it will return results as well. So here you can see that based on that, it has written the results, and it giving some more information like age distribution, outlier in your purchase amount, and there are so many other things based on what you ask. So now let's go back here. So with that, I would like to thank you for attending this session, and if you have any questions, then happy to help you. Thank you. Please feel feedbacks. Yeah.
The OpenAI was a resource in Azure. Can you give it permissions, like if it was a managed identity to look down in the database, or do you always have to send requests to the web service?
So Azure OpenAI, there are permissions available. Role-based permission is available if, like, in your organization. If I understand your question,
mean, if I had a huge amount of data, you know, the example here was, of course, for the short demo. But if I had millions of rows, could it look into a database or something if you gave it permissions, or is it always just requests?
No, you can use, like, you can have a bring your own data. So there at the moment, if I can show you here quickly, you can use 4 different data, 4 or 5. But if you use Azure AI search, where you can have your linked your data set, which can have a millions rows. So here you can see that bring your own data. So in that you have Azure AI search. And these are the other sources you can do it here. But your database is not here, and there are a few more things is not here. But if you use Azure AI search, and then you can attach like this way, then you can apply Azure OpenAI on your database. Thank you.